What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Thor. His name is Brickhead. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is HerroOP. The map is Tundra, and this game was played on the Voobly Balance patch 1.04. Way back when. It's actually not that long ago. It's only 2016 that this game was played in. I mean, that I'm getting on now. That's actually like six years ago. So maybe it is a while ago. But anyways, these players, they still kind of exist to this day. I still see Brickhead participating in tournaments from time to time. HerroOP was in a fairly recent Champions League, I believe. Plays a very mean Loki. Also plays in the RTSL from time to time. Very, very strong player in his own right. I believe he had some sort of expert status at some point, but we're starting off with this game here today, and we're hoping for a good one. Brickhead being one of the few long-time Thor mains, very, very much a Thor enthusiast even, and as the Norse players have started to get good recently, I think it's always interesting to go back in time and see, like, you know, what they were going for, what's different, and all that other good stuff. Now, Thor on 1.04 obviously didn't have that better gold mine, that 750 gold mine in the arcade cage. It was only 500 gold back then. And I love to see Brickhead simply going for his gold mine. That's going to allow him to get 1,000 gold in the classical age, which is huge. And then we continue on and see how it's looking. Well, he might even get 3,000 gold in the heroic age, which is equally huge. Now, Loki... Honestly, Loki hasn't had a whole lot of development since, like, when did Hall of Fame's HerroOP become a thing? Like, Loki hasn't had a whole lot of development since, I want to say, like 2006. I want to say that's sort of when Loki Hall of Fames came in. Players would get their... probably not an efficient heroic age, but they realized that the game-winning play was to build a bunch of HerroOP flaming weapons and kill their opponent. They realized that that was the strat. So this strat's been around for a very, very long time. And what separated the best Loki players from just like your average Loki player was timings, essentially, because the macro of it was incredibly simple. I'm not 100% sure if these players kind of had the macro down or not way back when. As you can see, something very peculiar here with 3 gatherers on the gold and 1 dwarf. Normally we see 4 gatherers there, and it is actually quite a fast advance time from HerroOP. He had the click up a little bit earlier. He's going to have 2 dwarves here. It's totally fine. A little bit wonky. He's going to want to swap those villagers over onto wood at some point or over onto food. We'll see how he's going to go here. The real question is, what's Brickhead going to do? He's going for a later advance time, and he is indeed going through Freya. Now, if you were to play Thor nowadays against Loki, you pretty much 99% of the time, every time, go Forseti in this matchup, just on the fact that, like, 1, Heimdall is so strong, but 2, more importantly, getting Forseti means that you too can make a whole bunch of those HerroOP with Hall of Fames if you need to, in order to chase down some of those very difficult to kill myth units. But now we're going to be seeing the walls coming up here, and against Forseti, Loki, and not the Heimdall version of Loki, the win condition for the Thor player is normally just to hold on and get to Ragnarok. So we'll see if that's what's going to happen here, or we'll have something a little bit different than what we expect, as we do have the double temple here from HerroOP. We haven't seen this in quite some time, to be honest. This allows HerroOP to get out a couple of HerroOP a little bit faster, but it does cost him an extra 100 gold. He does save 30 wood, but an extra 100 gold to build this second temple. Now, it's not a waste, because generally speaking, you want to get another temple anyways in the heroic age to spam out Battle Ball. But in the early stage of the game, this does help you just a little bit to get going. It allows you to get a fairly slightly earlier Hall of Fames as well, because you get, 1, you get the HerroOP out a bit faster, and 2, you save a titch little, very small amount of wood. As HerroOP now going to be attempting to push Brickhead off of this food. We see the Gatherers getting very, very angry here. They're like, nope, I want to eat these Auroch, and you're not going to stop me, as he turns around and shanks. But we've got a whole lot of units out for Brickhead right now, as HerroOP has to get out of here. He needs to start thinking about getting himself that Hall of Thanes. As you can see, he can currently afford it if he wants to build it. There he goes on the wrong temple, unfortunately, there. But he's going to be retreating away and waiting for that one to come through very, very shortly as the Valkyrie gets pushed back here. We still haven't seen any forest fires getting thrown down by Brickhead, holding it off for a nice little time for that one. We see a couple more longhouses coming down, and still no attempt at going into the throwing axeman just yet. But Brickhead is transitioning into 3 longhouses now, continuously building those Herser. So I think the Norse players can only really afford 3 military buildings at any one time. Herser, 2 throwing axemen would probably be fairly standard here for the Thor players. And he is going to be starting to produce, actually he's going double Herser here and 1 throwing axeman for the time being. These villagers are going to want to continue to stay on their hunt. And he does have a decent hunt pack here with those Arctic wolves. They do have 125 food on them, which is nothing to be left. You definitely want to eat that. As he does move in, he's going to start eating these caribou. The villagers are spied though, as HerroOP can see exactly what's going on here. He's going to start attacking this house over here. It's always what you want to do with the 4-city Loki. I actually think the best way to play this as Loki is not to spy the food villages, but it's to spy the army such that you can continuously raid buildings and get chip damage done and get extra favor while the army is elsewhere, and you know where that is. But right now, the spy giving a lot of information over to Brickhead, and over to Herro, as he does manage to get a little bit of damage done. And Brickhead is defending nicely. Though 66 population for Herro to Brickhead's 75 of 75. So trying to get these houses shot up, and he is having a little bit of a villager crisis right now. It is maybe looking like Brickhead's economy is suffering just a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on there. You can see the difference in economy, 956 versus 7411. It's kind of weird. It's a bit of a strange one. And we do see those villagers getting pulled off of the gold mine as we do hit that magic 10 number. Now, you can stay with, if you go to 10 dwarves on gold, the idea is that you want to keep building dwarves and put them onto herdables here. Whereas we're seeing Herro actually going to continue to mine gold on this location. Now, if you do accidentally, I'm going to say this, if you do accidentally put multiple dwarves more than you want onto the gold mine, once you hit 500 gold, you can cancel everything, including dwarves, and just chuck everything over onto the herdables instead. And you're going to be in a very similar position. So going too heavy on the dwarves too early is not always a bad thing, but not adjusting afterwards is a bad thing, as we are going to be seeing this house getting taken down. A nice troll spawn here, actually, because now the troll can go after these dwarves here, kind of just hang out in there. But the town center does manage to pick off one of those Herser, as Herro does not micro that one well enough, and the dwarf going to be retreating back into the town center here, going to be able to keep that one alive as the Herser retreat away. These Herser waiting over here, looking for an opportunity to target down these villagers, as Brickhead just kind of chilling over here. He knows that something's afoot, but the Herser do manage to come in. We'll get a couple of thwacks away onto these villagers. Picks off one villager. Going to have to retreat away as Brickhead trying to defend this location. And now Herro can come in and get a kind of sandwich on this. Are we seeing the army of Brickhead coming over? Yes, we are. Making the march. We'll greet Herro's units here, as Herro equally trying to retreat away from here. And he is looking to try and get himself to the heroic age here. He doesn't have his armory down just yet. The Herser getting cut off just a little bit. Is he still building Herser? No, he is not. He's building some throwing axemen though. Still no armory. A little bit late, trying to move in and hit these villagers yet again, but yet again losing another Herser, but does manage to pick off a villager there. Nice play from Herro, but nice defense from Brickhead. Now Brickhead's going to have an opportunity here for just a little bit, where he's going to be able to do quite a bit of pressure if he wants. But it's, again, we're just missing that armory here from Herro. He's going to have to see that he's got so many resources in the bank. He's finishing up on that gold mine now, and this is that timing. It's a very, very peculiar timing in this matchup. that you can actually put pressure on. If you recognize as the Thor player that your opponent's going for some sort of semi-fast heroic, you can put pressure onto the second gold mine when they move out. But that does mean you might get caught out by a flaming weapon. So you do have to make sure that when you're pushing out, you're also pushing to the heroic age through Skadi, which is exactly what we're seeing Brickhead doing here. Very nice macro. Now, I do think that generally speaking here, the way forward for our Norse player, for our Thor player, excuse me, is to get to the mythic age. Now, you can do that by throwing everything over onto the dwarven gold mine here. And unfortunately, or even actually over onto the wood line until you hit the heroic age, and then cast the dwarven gold mine, and then put everything onto the dwarven gold mine, throw a market down, and then buy your way to the mythic age. And that is a very, very strong way forward for our Thor player, which isn't really an option for, say, Odin in this matchup. But Brickhead's not doing that here. He's cast the Dwarven Mine early, and he's basically just giving himself just a little bit of time here before moving out. He's getting himself a second town center, which does mean that Herro definitely has an option to go hell here and get a lot of value with those Fire Giant. But he does have to be very careful because obviously Ragnarok is a big, big wing condition here for Brickhead in this matchup, as both players do hit the heroic age at a similar time. Brickhead moving forward, wants to put some pressure on over here, as we do see the medium throwing axeman is out now. As the Hersa coming through, we do see nice little catch out there from Brickhead. He's managed to snipe a Hersa, has to retreat back though. He does have the population advantage by quite a bit here, 109 of 130 versus 93 of 115. But more battle ball coming out, lots of battle ball actually. But the question is, Brickhead, he's got 75 favor here. He should finish. If Brickhead can like get out, say 75 favor worth of Frost Giant, these Battle Ball are completely useless in a fight because they just get frozen by the Frost Giant. But we are going to be seeing Herro going to attempt to put some pressure onto this town center here, as we do see a Ox Cart getting built out. The Hill Fort going up very, very quickly. Nice micro here from Brickhead using that garrison that he has from the town center. Beautiful play there, but the Hersa and the Battle Ball do pull away from this location as the dwarves getting pulled off of this gold mine for the time being, moving up to the top corner of the map. Herro's still going to be moving around. How much gold does he have? He's got a lot of gold in the bank, not producing any more units here or any more villages. There's the market, and we will be seeing him possibly be buying some food here. Very nice play. Loki definitely gets a lot of value out of buying food at this stage in the game because you gather gold so quickly. The food comes in so nicely from the initial purchases. So long as you don't buy too much, you're completely fine. He does knock down the wall here. Going to be looking for some more damage. But meanwhile, we see some raids coming over here. Good Frost Giant breath there onto one of those dwarves as that's going to get sniped down. Going to attempt to pick off another dwarf or two here. And we'll see what's going to happen over here as Brickhead does circle around Herro's army. Forest Fire getting cast here to open up this location. The Frost Giant tries to get onto that town center, but not on there fast enough, as the Battle Ball are now going to be able to take down Brickhead's town center incredibly fast. But the Hersa gets pulled out of this fight right now, going after these Battle Ball. It's too little too late, it seems, though. Even though these Hersa get a lot of damage done onto the Battle Ball, look at this town center getting taken down so incredibly quickly. It's going to be close. 500 HP remaining, 400 HP remaining. Another Battle Ball going down. Now the Earths are going to attempt to repair this one back up, and it does look like the town center is going to live another day here, even though it's very, very close. Beautiful clutch play from Brickhead thus far. The army of Herro getting sniped down over here. These Iron here are going to attempt to retreat away. We've got a whole bunch of units here for Herro coming forward and not taking that town center down. Losing those 3 Battle Ball as well as all of this army. It's going to be a big pain for Herro to have to overcome here in this game. We see the Frost Giant going to get sniped down here as well. Very low HP. Manages to get taken down by just a couple of throwing axemen and the Troll. But we still see the Hersa trying to push in onto this position here. Another Hill Fort coming over here as Brickhead realizes this is a bit of a weakness. He wants to make sure he gets a lot of military buildings around this one to defend. The Hersa trying to fight this off, but those of throwing axemen incredibly strong here. We don't see Hunter's Axe just yet for Brickhead. But the Hersa of Herro, very, very terrifying here. How many does he actually have? He's got 12 Hersa here. And we also see the copper weapons has come through. So these Hersa dealing extra damage means they get extra favor income as well. Meanwhile, Brickhead, no armor upgrades, and we see a beautiful Frost Giant spawn here for Herro. That's going to help out a ton as he's going to go after this town center. How's Brickhead going here? He's still training villagers out of his hometown center. He does have the double hill fort set up. This army of Brickhead going to be returning over here, and will this town center fall is the question. It's going down very, very fast as the Frost Giant, the Thrum Frost Giant coming in to try and pick off some of these myth units. Does manage to hit that Frost Giant, that battle ball there, but Herro's Frost Giant swings around and will try to get onto Brickhead's Frost Giant, and indeed is going to come around, but not clicked onto it just yet, going back onto the town center, and will in fact die without using a special ability, and Herro gets out of there, inflicting 700 resources of damage onto Brickhead. But really, I feel like there was a lot of lost units there for Herro, and that did not come out in favor of Herro at all. Though you do have to account for the fact that Norse fighting is, especially Loki fighting, is in fact resources gained as well. So even though it's a lot of lost, he does gain a little bit for that as well. As now Herro swinging around, ready to take this fight here. He should be okay to fight this one, to be honest. Like the Hersa here, the numbers definitely favor Herro in this fight, so he's going to turn around and take this fight now. See medium cavalry coming through for Brickhead and hand axe as well, as he does have those Ulf Jarls out. He's going to try and push in and take these guys down. Herro here, he's not producing any villagers anymore, just happy to just spam Ursa out for the rest of the game. Doesn't want to overdo it on the villagers. This is not how we see the game normally played. And now the battle ball coming. They've noticed the town center is next to dead here. Brickhead didn't repair this one back up, and it's going to get picked off basically, well, not for free, but he gets that value that he was looking for later in the game. Very, very nice spot there from Herro, as he's making life very difficult for Brickhead thus far. As this army gets chased down, these battle ball going to be making their way over onto this town center now. This battle ball deals so much damage. 20 hack, 20 crush. There is an Ulf Jarl over here. We will be able to help take this down very, very fast. We see a Frost Giant coming in over onto this gold mine thus far. This town center trying to go up for Herro, but he's going to get denied just a little bit. But the Herso will win this fight, as the villagers over here are getting targeted down, or the ox cart's getting targeted down. Very annoying from Brickhead. An Iron Jarl comes in to help out in this position, but can't get onto any of these units to blow its horn, so it's not going to help out all too much. As the Herso swinging around here, trying to get away from this fight, as one of those mountain giants was spawned for Herro, going to get frozen and then taken out. Meanwhile, the ox cart does end up falling here, as the Herso do manage to come in and take this one down, but town center will be up, not in time though. Maybe worth it to send the ox cart over here and just move those villages elsewhere. The battle board do end up falling on this position, but we still have 1100 HP remaining here. We do still have frost remaining, so can't cast that flaming weapons just yet. You can get to the mythic age through tier and go flaming weapons Fimbulwinter in order to get some big value from it, but obviously you can then frost afterwards with a lot of value. If we know anything about frost here, we know that a frost onto this position would be absolutely game ending, as it would hit all of these dwarves as well as all of the Hersa, but not something that was really thought about here from Brickhead. And in fact, Brickhead's still struggling for the population. 100 of 130 taking this fight. Big mistake here from Brickhead, as he's going to pull away, losing a lot of units here, as Herro getting a big lead here. 136 of 135 population, still pumping these dwarves out. Needs to get that ox cart. There's not a very long travel time. He's only got pickaxe research here in classic Loki fashion here. And now we see the town center going to be getting targeted down, as the Hersa making a move in. The Frost Giant does manage to freeze a Valkyrie here, but one battle ball going to get through onto this town center. The town center going to go down so very, very fast, as now Brickhead's on 2 town centers, going to be back down to 1 yet again, as one Frost Giant falls here. Town center just about to fall, as the Hersa targeting down these Frost Giants very, very nicely. The battle board does fall, but so many battle ball fallen, town center down. Will Herro be able to continue this fight? It's looking like he's deciding to retreat for the time being, even though I do think that his army very, very strong here. He needs to get that battle ball onto those throwing axemen, and he'd be completely fine here. The Frost Giant get taken down very, very fast. They've got a lot of favor inside them as well, of 2.16, so you get a lot out of fighting those. But Herro's going to pull back. 128 of 145 pop. Brick gets 115 of 115. He does not have the resources to rebuild this town center just yet, with only 5 villagers on wood. He also needs to throw down those farms as well because he's got no food left kind of on the map, and he's run out of this gold mine, this safe gold mine. He's going to pull back over onto this large gold mine here. So maybe if Herro can predict that that's what the case is going to be here, he can go for a big raid onto that one. But yet again, Brickhead getting caught out over here. The Herso get a big, nice fight to start off with here. But Brickhead turns around, ready to start fighting this one. Still no armor upgrades, and we do see a flaming weapons get... Flaming weapons gets thrown down. Frost gets thrown down as well, even though I don't feel like that was necessary. A very, very interesting decision here from Brickhead. Herro, on the other hand, he's got a lot of units ready to target elsewhere. The battle ball going to swing through past these wooden wall, take down the town center. We will be seeing Herro's town center go down as well. But one valiant Ursa here with 18.4 hack damage going after one of the Frost Giant. Not able to take it down just yet. As another one going to be making his way in here. Will he get a Myth unit spawn is the question. Not just yet. The Battle Ball does manage to survive here. As now the Battle Ball coming over here onto this town center. It's going to be a long, long journey for this Frost Giant to pick off all three of these Battle Ball. But the town center will fall eventually here. Flaming Weapon's going to live for just a little bit longer as Herro's getting just a little bit of value out of this onto this position. But now finishing up there as the Herso can very easily take down these 10 throwing axemen. It's super worth it for Herro to go after those, even though technically the throwing axemen counter the Herso, but these are kind of heavy infantry in a way because he's in the heroic age, so they have that going for them as well as the speed, which does mean they're easily going to be able to take down those throwing axemen if he so chooses. Meanwhile, more Frost Giant, or just one Frost Giant is in here now. He can actually take down this Frost Giant with the Battle Bore if he decides to go after that, which is indeed what he's going to be doing. These villagers get pushed off the food over here as more Frost Giant are in onto this position. And we still haven't seen Herro looking for Brickhead's villages, but Brickhead currently 0 town centers, in a very difficult position, has a lot of gold in the bank. He doesn't have a market up just yet, so he can't buy what he needs. And he doesn't have any farms getting gathered from one villager on the farms. Is he throwing down a market somewhere? I don't see the market anywhere just yet. Herro's got all of the advantage here in this game. He just needs to consolidate the position here, and he should be very, very easily able to take this one. He's got himself irrigation as well, so he's going to have a lot of food income. He's going to be able to get to that mythic age very soon. He's got the market. He's got 130 of 130 population. See the Battle Ball looking to take down this hill fort here. There's the market for Brickhead going up, and that's going to be a big deciding fact here, because look at this food. It costs a lot of gold to buy food right now. Lots of food has been bought in this game. So that for Brickhead, buying food here is very, very dangerous. But he does need to get started again to get all those units out. We see the Herso swinging in onto this gold mine. The Elfsark turning around. These dwarves going to get taken down so very, very quickly, not making an effort to retreat just yet. The army of of Brickhead going after Herro's gold mine as well, as both players' gold villagers getting absolutely massacred here in this game. We still haven't seen any myth unit spawns over here for Herro. He doesn't have the population available to spawn them just yet, but as he loses those Herso, there will definitely be a myth unit spawn here, I'm sure. If he does end up losing any Herso at all, as he's managing to snipe down so many dwarves, the dwarves going to be retreating away. Brickhead's got no town center either, remember, so he can't just easily rebuild these, but neither does Herro. Well, Herro's got 2 town centers, but he's got no gold income thus far. Herro's very, very difficult position. He can sell food right now because it is very much worth it to be doing that. We see a Frost Giant spawn here as well for Herro. Absolutely huge, as he's going to be taking more and more of Brickhead's villages out. Brickhead in a very, very tough position, but the army of Brickhead making some very valiant strides here as he's trying to take this down. But now Herro can put the villagers back over onto the farms here. He's throwing down some more military buildings. He's taking down so many dwarves over here. The town center is coming back up, but very, very slow with only one throwing axeman on there. As the villagers moving over onto this gold mine, we do see a stray throwing axeman making his way up onto that position. Herro's 130 or 130 population, no problem there. He's also hell here, and he is going to cast the Nidhogg down immediately onto this gold mine here, as he's going to get max damage done. The splash damage is absolutely huge here. Boom, so many dead villagers. With this Nidhogg, he's going to be able to get even more if he continues to chase these villagers. And in that moment, Brickhead does end up tapping out. GG. Well played by Hero. Beautiful, beautiful play here. The town center destruction from Hero here, just out of this world good. Brickhead was not able to compete here in this game. The flaming weapons, maybe a little bit of an early frost here. He didn't need to frost that with only 7 hurt, so considering how many units he had, if he didn't frost that, maybe it could have been a different game here, getting a max value frost a little bit later. But Brickhead just not able to stabilize in this game, not able to make anything happen, not able to get his town centers up and keep them up, defend them, get to that Ragnarok that you really need to get to in this matchup. And it ends up being GG. Well played by Hero. Fantastic Loki play here. I absolutely love these games. If you do enjoy watching these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. See me when I go live. And if you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.